Hey everybody, how are you? It's Suzette Speaks here coming to you live. It is about 7:30 Eastern on this beautiful Monday. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I just wanted to come and chit chat with you a little bit. I know I haven't seen you in a minute. I've had a busy weekend, and I just wanted to come and just remind you about a few things that I was reminded of this weekend. I was out and about here in South Florida. I want to welcome all of you. Just doing a quick recap of a fantastic event that I put together for women's empowerment. And again, I believe in all people's empowerment. That's why I wanted to come and do the show just to find out what you guys are doing in terms of your self care. I know it's been a minute. Again, forgive me, last week was a preparation week for my big women's networking brunch. Shout out to TLA. Shout out to everyone who keeps asking me why you keep doing stuff for women. What's up? Where's my dues? Well, I first of all, I see the reason why I was um the word I want to use is called, but I think that gets to sounding super spiritual. So the reason why I felt led to do this event, it had been a long 2 years since the beginning of this pandemic. I think a lot of us had forgotten how to be around people because we are now conditioned to be afraid of other people, conditioned to stay in the house. It depends on where you live anyway. I know my folks from ATL always remind me, nah, we've been open. But for those of us who have been trying to avoid the, high traffic, events and areas of life, it's about, we're just about, ready to come on out. And for many people who came to my networking brunch yesterday, it was their first event in this past 2 years, and I felt very honored to be a part of their stepping back outside. They're stepping back into, public spaces, and hopefully, based on the feedback, it looks like a lot of them felt that it was indeed worth it. So I just wanted to come and chit chat with you, let you know some of what took place in my house, if you will, down here in Miami this past weekend, and how important it was for us to gather and some of the things that we learned. If you were a member of my Patreon, you know that I live streamed probably more than half of it. So you got to see me in action in my motivational speaker realm. And I hope you enjoyed that look behind the scenes. Most of my patrons are very curious as to, what do you do as far as being a host? And I used to MC events all the time pre-pandemic. And so I felt very nervous about coming back to the event space and about, coming into a space where, people just have, I think we're out of practice first and foremost, but people have fears. People are still, wanting to protect themselves, as well as I think there are a lot of beyond the health limitations. I just think there are a lot of people who are stuck in their minds because of everything that we've gone through and how difficult of a time we've had, many of us have had over the past 2 years. So I try to use the event as a restart button for those who attended. We tried to, give them a luxurious experience. Everybody said it was. Now, I don't have pictures with me right now. I will be getting pictures from a professional photographer and videographer who was on site so that I can, post my little clips. But my Patreon members got a full. I look back at it, I was like, that was a pretty bad angle. I probably should have thought that out a little bit more. But they could hear my message, which was very important to me, so that they, could see me in a different light, or maybe in the same light. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But it was a fun weekend. What'd y'all do this weekend? It started off for me at a women's conference on Saturday that I attended, not my own. I started out with the Jamaican Women of Florida. They have an annual scholarship banquet, or this year it was a luncheon that supports putting young ladies of the Caribbean, specifically the Jamaican diaspora, through college. And we had a young lady, I don't remember her name, but she got into both Harvard and Yale, as well as a few other Ivies. And she hadn't decided yet, but I think it was like a $3,000 scholarship for her, as well as a 1,000 to 1,000. And I think there was a $500. And there were several people in the audience that stood up after the young lady who won the $500 book scholarship got up and pledged, I think, $500 each. I think she ended up with $2,000. It was so amazing to watch and to listen to the promise of the future. Oftentimes, I think the depictions that we are seeing online of young people make us think that all our young ladies are just out here hanging out and doing all kinds of madness and stretching themselves in wrong directions. But it was just so refreshing to witness young women who were motivated, wanting to express all of their talents and not only, help themselves, but they were very community minded based on what they said in their chat, in their speeches. So it was great to get to that event. They also had a women's panel discussion with several. What I loved was a executive coach that was really motivating, as well as political leaders, maybe a vice mayor, those type of folks. And just being in the room, it was much smaller than years past, I would say, but just being in the room was uplifting to my soul. So it reminded me how important self-care is. It reminded me about how much we need a community, how social contact is how we're built, and how so many of us are suffering in silence because of the pandemic and the isolation that it has caused. So I was really, just coming on here tonight to just remind you about the importance of self-care and why we need to not neglect, the village, if you will, because just even being on the well, I wasn't on the stage for that. My second event, which was my Sunday brunch, where I was front and center on stage, it was very interesting because I feel like I was a little rusty, quite frankly. But many of my ladies came up to me afterward. They're like, "Girl, please, you was rocking that thing. You hit it out the park. It was just what we needed. We needed the reminder. We needed the positivity. We needed the upliftment." So it kind of brought me back to my roots, guys. And as I've told you guys here a few times, but for those who are just joining, welcome. Hit the like button. This is kind of an impromptu, more informal stream. I usually don't stream on Mondays, but I was like, I'm feeling it. I have such an uplifted spirit based on my events from this weekend that I just wanted to come and share and encourage you, and to hopefully pour, some inspiration into your spirit, and to motivate you to always, remind yourself to take care of yourself. And whatever that means to you and however that looks to you, it's super important that you invest time to refresh and to recharge and to re-energize. And I preach that here. If you go back to some of my old videos, I was much more front and center with my personal care and personal development messages. But today, I just want to informally, chat with you about some of the experiences I've had over the last 48 hours and how they have really filled my cup, so to speak, in terms of what I heard, what I saw, and honestly, what I did. Sometimes when you are an event producer like myself, you do not always get to see, the fruits of your labor as it's happening. You are more so worried about your guests, making sure they're having a good time, making sure everything is in order. And I was thinking about last night coming on and just kind of giving a how I felt in the moment recap of my brunch day. I had been waiting for it for weeks, months, and it was finally here. And I don't know if you guys, can relate to that experience when you are in the midst of planning something that you want it to change lives. You want it to have such an indelible impact, but you don't get to, enjoy it as it's happening. But this time, this brunch, I felt like I was much more present during this exchange. Again, when I started doing events back in, I think more formally, I'd been doing them here and there, but more consistently starting in 2018, I was far more um, intentional when I created a theme, thought about, what I wanted the women to learn, how I wanted them to, feel throughout, and the key points and action steps I wanted them to come away with. And having not done that in the past 2 years, it was kind of scary, y'all. I was a little bit intimidated about, not having all of the the mojo still, not always thinking that what I plan to teach or what I plan to offer is going to hit the right way. And I was pleasantly surprised with the text messages, with the feedback I got, with the amount of love and positivity I received back because of how well received not only my message, but the overall um, feeling of the event, the overall atmosphere at the event, how much it really, changed people. And again, we are very, very social human beings. We have exceptions and there are people that like to keep to themselves, but as a whole, human beings need a social network and need social contact. Hence, we are here on YouTube, right? So to see the beauty of that, you know, magic of just people being there. I didn't really have to do much, y'all. I want to take credit for everything that took place during my brunch. And I can't, like I said, wait to show you some of the clips from the behind the scenes and maybe some pictures. I'll probably post some pictures on my community page as well. But the magic of open-hearted, like-minded, positivity seeking people being in one place together and opening their hearts and their minds to the possibilities of making new connections, as well as learning and absorbing, lessons that will be key in whatever they're going through or experiencing. It is an incredible je ne sais quoi, as they say. Like I put it's almost like magic in a bottle, lightning in a bottle. And sometimes, you can't predict what will happen. You can't predict how it will, which I say, multiply, not only there but beyond. So for those of you who don't know, let me just read the clip, the comments. I hate to say clips. I'm thinking about clips of my brunch coming out soon, as soon as my photographer videographer gets me the shorts. But hey, the Harmony Pill, nice to see you. I know it's been a minute. I was like, I need to come on and talk to my people. Doug, what's up? I hope you got to see the Patreon behind the scenes from this weekend. It was fun. I did a couple of, behind the scenes of my life, which I don't particularly enjoy, but it was fun this weekend because I was at a conference, like I said, on Saturday, and I also hosted my own women's empowerment brunch, networking brunch on Sunday that exceeded my expectations. If you even want to go on social media, like I said, I haven't posted a lot yet because I really want the professional pics. But if you even go on social media and see, transformation is the name of the game. And sometimes, like I say, I like to take credit, but I just think there's a divine order to things that allows me to do what Doug, let me take them eyes off. Hey, Andrew, nice to see you. Thank you so much. It's been a minute. I was like, I know I'll probably be streaming much more, guys, in the evening, just so you know, going forward with my schedule now. I do not think I will be able to do my 305, even though I love representing for the MIA, even though I like coming to you, early afternoon is better. That way I can go longer. But with things going the way they are, I'm pretty much certain going forward I will be, and I'll probably put that in my channel description. I'll be going more so like a six-ish, seven-ish, maybe eight-ish sometimes. But I think I will definitely be switching to evening live schedule. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button. SuzetteSpeaks here. Yeah, I did switch it up. Did y'all notice? Okay, I hope you like it. But I do it for me, though, as they say. But a little bit different swag. My cousins was like, you need to switch it up, girl. You like a lot of highlights and color. So I thought the black might be a little different, something different. Hey, Jay Bones, nice to see you. What's up? It's been a minute. Wanted to come in, like I said, kick it with you for a minute and just let you know how I've been doing since you haven't seen me. So since you haven't seen me, unless you are a member of my Patreon, you've seen a lot of me this weekend on Patreon. But if you haven't seen me here on YouTube, I just wanted to let you know why I didn't disappear. I have been planning and attending events. Something I've been doing long before I jumped on YouTube. I have a background in event planning, I would just say, since probably I've loved putting together events for as long as I can remember. One of the ladies who attended my brunch reminded me that in undergrad, she was like, do you remember those parties you used to throw? Like, I wasn't throwing like, which I say, like, keg parties or things like this, but I like themes. I like theme parties, especially for graduate students. Like I was in law school and putting together events. It's just something that I've always really, really enjoyed. Seeing people get together, seeing people enjoy one another's company, seeing folks who are, probably just in need of, and I talked about it at the brunch, something that the other person needs. They don't even know it. Some story. I was telling so many stories yesterday at the brunch, and several women were like, "I'm so glad you told me that story." And I'm not even talking about what I said on the Patreon or shared on my Patreon and kind of like my main message portion, because I said some inspirational words at the beginning. Open up. You got to motivate the people and lift hearts. That's what it's about. A lot of people are heavy-hearted. Even still, even though we've seen, the numbers go down, people feel a little bit more comfortable to go out. But one of the things I talked about at my brunch was that some of the mentality of self-confinement has been spilling over in other areas of our lives, not just in dealing with, the craziness of the pandemic. We have self confined in a way, sometimes within our minds and within what we're trying to do within our relationships and otherwise. So one of the themes, I could have gone deep in some of the questions that I asked my audience, but hey, Sunbreeze, how are you? But I only had a limited amount of time. I was just talking to one of my homegirls who was giving me feedback about the brunch, and she was just like, Sue, you had me digging up, my feelings from 2019, because I asked some questions about how COVID kind of put a pause on many people and what they felt they could not do. And we went into some deep thinking about, what is it that you still believe, and what is it that you want? And my friend girl was like, when you asked me that question, it's like I snapped back to 2019 and was trying to think about when I asked about a 30-day action plan. She said she was thinking how she would have responded back in 2019 based upon my prior questions about what it is that she felt she had stopped and left undone or no longer could have access to. It was very deep. So when you come to my events, one of the things I like to do is get really self-reflective. I like to ask questions that are very probing. I like to get into, why we think the way we do, why we say we want what we want, and what actionable um, steps forward are we truly taking in order to get what we say we want. So J Bones likes the hair. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. The theme of my events, as Sunbreeze has here, is SPEAK. And SPEAK is an acronym. It's an acronym that I came up with in my sleep. Thank you, Lord, for divine inspiration. That I was trying to kind of think of some way of putting together my name with what I'm trying to do. But these are the 5 main tenets of what I have, like I say, pre-YouTube, way before this, had been doing, which is creating spaces for sisterhood, discovery of purpose, always centered around empowerment, being authentic. I'm not talking about who we want to be, but like who we are now, really being a catalyst for who we want to become. So when we talk about authenticity, it's warts and all. And many of my ladies yesterday shared often you know, what goes along with the cute talking point. There's oftentimes hidden challenges, mess, and difficulties that never really make that the front page of the pretty Instagram picture or the pretty Facebook post or the pretty TikTok. Like I love an opportunity when I get to have people, expose to a certain extent wherever they feel comfortable, their deepest challenge, and take off the mask and really get to, the work of uncovering where does that thing originate and how can we better address it, right? So we did some of that at the brunch, and I had, like I said, before I got on here, I'm talking about, just taking some time to figure out what I want to talk about. That was my main focus. Live events focused around these 5 tenets. I did big conferences at the Hard Rock and other places. and seminars as well. So my brunch yesterday was the big welcome back. And trust me, the ladies had a good time. And I think I'm gonna try to do a co-ed event next. But whatever God has me do, I'm glad like this was not such a big scale that it's stressed me out. It was just enough. I think we ended up with I had booked the place for initially I had booked the place for 25, then I was like, "Ooh, tickets are going." So I was like, "No, we're going to do 50." And I think we ended up with 55 if my number is correct. But it was just a phenomenal release for many. The restart button. When I say that, I mean, again, many people who I said first timers, raise your hands, and it was so many people, so many that had come out. This was their first event since the pandemic. It was their first social event, real social event, had not been out. So it was really, really, really wonderful to come in. Thank y'all. Hit the like button as you come in. Just going over some self care that I did this weekend informally. I know I want y'all to still know, yes, I do YouTube. But as I said, I probably will be doing it much more late night kind of vibe. And going forward, I'll probably keep my Saturdays at noons though. But as I try to adjust with some things that are on my plate now, hit the like button, please. I really do want to, reach you guys, when you'll be able to watch. I won't do it too late. I won't do it like 10, 11. Depends on which coast. I'll end up with all West Coast audience. But whenever you can, even, and I don't mind, obviously, watch the replay in the morning while you at work. Listen then. It's okay. I know you guys like to catch lives. But yeah, we just vibing tonight, thinking about the self-care routine, hopefully that you have, or maybe that you need to, reignite. You need to initiate again, because I think a lot of us fell off. A lot of us fell off thinking about how we take care of ourselves. Big up Needs Watches. How you doing? Good to see you, my brother. Thank you for being here. The work from home wife Atlanta in the building. Nice to see you, my darling. I be seeing your workouts. I mean, I catch it live, but I see your workouts. Check her out. Y'all, she does home-based workouts as well as gives you a peek behind her life, raising kids. And in a I would say a faith-based household. I'm learning a lot. So big up to the work from home wife. It's good to see you. And I thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. Hey, DO3, I'm here for the self care. Hello, hello, hello. It is so difficult sometimes to break the patterns that we've learned. And they were really there to protect us, y'all, all throughout the pandemic. We've been, stay away from grandma, stay away from here. Kids going to school now, but we don't want them to do too much. Should I still wear my mask? All those things. And those mentalities of that self protection sometimes creates limiting beliefs beyond just when it comes to, the health and welfare piece. Thank you, Lando. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Hey, Melissa Jane was at the brunch. Big up Melissa Jane for coming through. Fellow YouTuber, fellow South Floridian was in the building. Go to her Instagram. I think she posted some pictures. Girl, thank you. Sent me some. And I reposted them on my Insta stories as well. Yesterday was awesome. She says, girl, I'm glad you were there. Again, we as event producers, myself, we always have anxiety. We always think, are the right people going to be there? Is it going to be the right mix? Is it going to be the right atmosphere? Are people going to really capture, that type of, restorative intention that I've come to the event with? And I think Melissa's right. It hit the spot yesterday for me and everybody else who was there. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Melissa Jane. Check out her channel. Facts and the Uncomfortable Truth with Bernard as what up? What up? Nice to see you. It's been a minute. Like I said, I thought to myself yesterday night, I wanted to come on. I was losing my voice from doing all the talking to all the ladies. And I was in I wouldn't call it emotional, but I was in a deep thinking state about everything that had just occurred. So I was like, they either gonna get the best of me. And that's actually really, really deep. I probably should have gone on Patreon, but I was like, I don't know how much I want to share because my spirit was overwhelmed, and I was good in a different way. I don't want to say metaphysical, but I want to say in just a deep way, soulfully full, soulfully full. So I just wanted to let some of that kind of rub off here. Big up to my Patreon community who got to see the behind the scenes and kind of watch me work, watch me work the event, but I have been a part of doing for some time. Like I said, didn't do it all throughout pandemic. This was my first time, my first hurrah back. Oh yay, Miss AKA Lady came to the event. Big up Miss AKA Lady for coming through, coming to Miami and showing some love. She sat at my table. It was great meeting you. Thank you so much. She's also a wonderful member of my Patreon. And if you say you had a good time, I was like thinking about all the folks that traveled. I had a young lady travel from Tallahassee to come down. Miss AKA Lady came through into town. Lady came from Tampa. We had so many people. I think, it's just little old me down here in South Florida putting together something. And it's amazing. That's why I want to encourage each of you, whatever's on your heart, to do it. Whatever you feel called to, that there's a need of, that you need to put out there, just do it. You do not know who you will impact. And I was so grateful to have you come and be a part. I hope you enjoyed, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. What up, Sir Hale Speaks? I've been asking. I listen. I don't hope you don't beat me up, but I appreciate you for showing love. We're going to do a collab. Like I said, I've been a little bit busy with the planning of this event. Other things are going on. But I'm getting there. I'm getting more balance. And like I said, when events come up, I got to focus. I got to make sure I pay attention to detail. I am a very, which I say, I like to execute well. I like to put my all. When you leave my event, you have a piece of me. I want you to feel the sense of excellence, the sense of transformation that I want. You got to come into a beautiful space. You got to come into what should I say, a tone that is set, and with an intention of, building up of my sisters. I try hard because I do know that, where I am, mental space and everything, it kind of just rubs off on anyone who walks through the door, or this time we didn't go through any doors, who walked around to my outside terrace facing a beautiful golf course. And the water was sparkling. It was supposed to rain all day. Miami had like a 90% rain chance. And we had, me and the folks at the event space were contingency planning. What do we do? How? Because I had a big old backdrop. It wasn't this grass wall. Miss AKA Lady asked me, was it that grass wall that you sit in front of? I'm like, no, this is a different grass wall. Big old grass wall with my name, wooden plate on it. It looks so good, guys, in the pictures. I hope you go check out the pictures. And when I get the official pictures, like I said, I'm gonna put it here on my YouTube community page. But all of that stuff, all that care, people feel it. People know when they go to good stuff. People know when you again, put your heart, mind, and spirit into making sure they are not only taken care of, but that they experience, something that is beyond their expectation. That's what I want. I want to beat your expectation when you walk into a Suzette Speaks event. And I hope I did that. I really do. I was nervous, like I said, with the rain so-called forecast. This is the first time I was happy that the weatherman got it wrong. Thank you. I kept looking. It kept saying 90% rain. And South Florida, when we get it, it'll be pouring. And then all of a sudden it just stops. It's crazy. But big up Sir Hale Speaks Network. Check him out. Drop your link, sir. Drop your Melissa, actually, I should drop a link. If y'all want to give me feedback on what you experienced, I'm just going through the chat here, talking about self-care. And one thing I did emphasize yesterday with the ladies is that going to events, quality events, that is, trying to find personal development events live again is important. We've been on the sidelines for 2 years, and many of us have gotten out of practice with how to connect, with what to say, with, people were afraid to come talk to me. A couple of my friends told me there were other people there that were like, I want a picture, but I want to ask her. I don't want to do that. I'm like, this is what we're here for. It's networking. Let's go. And so with that, I just think it's important that we really, make it a priority yet again. Facts. Thank you again, Sir Hell Speaks. Facts and the Uncomfortable Truth with Bernard S. says, I actually saw the live yesterday. You did you? Awesome. I had a nice ride and was really good to hear you yesterday. Oh yes, when Melissa Jane was, I got her on. Exactly. I try to pan out where appropriate to what women were talking and what they were saying. But I'm glad you caught it. I'm so happy to share it with you guys here now with my feedback, but on Patreon especially. Big up, big up, big up all of my wonderful super chatters as well. Thank you again, Sir Hell Speaks. Big up DLC. What up? What up? What up? My brother, good to see you. Man, you would have loved it. The ladies was the ladies look fabulous. I made sure on the invite. One thing I didn't want, and sometimes with Miami, there is a lot of dress up competition. Who can outdress who got on the flyest, name it, dress, shoes, purse. But one thing I did when I sent out the details about the, final details to the guests was just to say, be comfortable, be cute. Right. That was my instruction. And I actually, I told them what I wanted to wear. I was like, I'm going to wear a sundress, and be comfortable. I don't want you to, be hot girl summering yourselves and, trying to South Beach yourself. It wasn't a South Beach tone at all. I want it to be not competitive, unity in a sense, so that people would just feel comfortable being real with one another, right? And I'm so grateful that the ladies came. They came dressed, but they came comfortable. It wasn't about trying to, oops, I hit something there. It wasn't about trying to outdo the next woman. It would that's so dead. That's so dead. But I want people to really just enjoy themselves, get away from their lives, take a moment to reflect, take a moment to be grateful, take a moment, just to think about, what is it that they're doing? How does it serve them? How do they move forward? If they feel stuck, why? I like to get deep. I like to ask the tough questions, and it helps me. I always say that. I always ask folks to kind of like, I don't know, just be open. But in them opening up, just like kind of how I did yesterday, I just know that there's healing for other people. Hello, somebody. There's healing for other people when share the art of storytelling, whether it's through comedy like DL, whether it's through conversation like we do here on YouTube, whether it's through, personal testimony. Stories are so powerful. So when I do my events, when I even try to bring it here, it is something that I don't take lightly, something that I don't, take for granted as far as the power and the impact of it. So I want to know about your self-care routines. Do you guys practice self-care? Are you now going to more personal development based events? Is that your thing? I want to know. I want to know. Yes, somebody says, hey, I saw Miss AKA Lady on Suzette's Brunch on Patreon. Yes, bigger her up. Glad she came. Such effort. It really made me smile. And we got to connect. So I'm grateful, grateful, grateful that she came through. Planning attending again. Yay. Would love to have you back. It was great. Melissa Jane agrees. The energy is amazing. My love. Thank you for being a part. Andrew, how are you? It's a pleasure, he says, to see you sober for. Am I glowing? And glowing. Keep up the great work. Yeah, we try. Like I said, it's not always easy. Life gets busy. But I think, especially for me doing this, sometimes, again, it feels stressful as you're putting together the event. And as it gets closer, and again, details, I needed balloons, I need this, my centerpieces. First of all, shout out to all of my sponsors. Big up Clerge Law. Big up Annette Kidd, the ladies of Clerge Law. Thank you, Lourdes and Miriam. Thank you, Annette Kidd, Purium Products. Thank you so much to Momscapades. Thank you to Dr. Candace Drummond. All of the folks that gave. My guests got the best gift. Yo, Melissa, tell them, AKA Lady, tell them about the gift bags from, floss and accessories. Shout out to the paparazzi, jewelry that we got lots of. Shout out to Bay Candles. Thank you to, oh my God, I don't want to forget anybody. Organic tea samples. I don't want to forget anybody. Thank you to Fresh Hands, the sanitizer. I already said Annette. I already said Momscapades. I'm just thinking about the bags were the bomb. We got food in there. We got sanitizers in there. Beautiful organic candles, Bay Candles. Shout out to you. Smells so good. I burnt mine today. Bomb. Can you see it? Bay Candle Jazz. This one smelled good. This was in our gift bag, y'all. A beautiful handmade. I think even now, I was like, I said to myself this morning, why not keep the vibe going and your mind going in the same light? I said, oh, Melissa Jane, you in the back. Come give me some feedback, girl. Nice to see you. Shout out to Andrew. Thank you so much. My Patreon member. Hope you got to catch the behind the scenes exclusive of the Suzette Speaks brunch yesterday. I would love to get Melissa on. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me get you on so you can give some feedback. Big up, Melissa Jane. How are you?
Hey, Suzette.
What
You,
up?
you,
How
you,
you
you
doing?
see, I've changed my picture to my outfit I was wearing
Yes,
yesterday, just now.
that's how she looked at my brunch, y'all. That's what she had on at my brunch.
Oh,
Looking fabulous, my darling. How are
thank you. I
you?
just thought I would just stop by and just give you some feedback on how it was firsthand. It's not my first event, but it's actually one of my first event where it's more zhuzhed up because I think we were at the coffee shop the first time I went to your event.
Oh yes,
So that was
yes.
early because I know
You
you've
went
done
from
some
there. Yes, it
fabulous
was earlier.
ones.
Yes.
But everything was just perfect. I mean, the location you chose, a golf and country club, the scenery was gorgeous, and thank God we had some good weather. You
Yes,
know,
absolutely.
the balloons were nicely decorated. The area we were outside, still covered. We had a beautiful cool breeze going
Mhm.
through, and then the food was awesome, made to order omelets, and the spread was just gorgeous. You had the hot, we had the cold.
Yep.
And then what was so special, because I really didn't know what to expect as far as an agenda,
Yeah.
but it was just nice that the way it was just sort of casual, but at the same time thought through. The questions that you asked, and we had little cards where we just sort of reflected on ourselves as far as what things have been going well in our lives and what things we can improve on. So it was just very, very well executed, and you can tell, Suzette, that you are no novice to this thing.
Aw.
You've got this thing down. So even though you said you're out of practice, girlfriend, you did your thing. You looked amazing, just so cool and summery with your shoulders up a little bit.
Take
You
the
looked
shoulders up.
amazing.
Brush my shoulders.
No, it was really, really nice.
Aw.
So I just really wanted to let everybody know who's in the chat, that everything was just on point. If anybody wants to see some of my pictures, I have a few pictures that I took, and I did a little summary, a 2-minute summary.
That was
I
so
actually
cute. You did like a recap. I was like,
I
when
re-
did you have time to do
I
this?
know, right? A little recap afterwards. I said, you know what? I'm going to jump on this right away, so people actually could see that on my YouTube channel. So it's the same name, Melissa Jane.
Nice. I will
It's
share that. I will share that.
Yeah. It's
I didn't know you
it's
put it on YouTube. I saw it on Instagram. I was like, she had time to do a nice little recap of the event. They had little best pictures. Your angle to the front was a beautiful angle. That's why I was like, send me some of the pictures. It
Yes,
was
girl.
so gracious. Like girl, sometimes even when the visionary has the vision, it was better. It superseded my vision. I couldn't have thought that. Again, a lot of it has to do with who shows up
Right.
and the vibration that we all had. I
Yeah.
think we were all kind of just yearning for that positive. connection and all
Exactly.
that, that, what should I just say? It's just a good spirit.
I
That's
don't
all.
think that we've had it for a while, and you're right. The vibe, the vibration was just perfect. Because sometimes it's not always perfect, but I couldn't think of one thing that was in the negative. I went out there skipping in my step, and just it was just nice. I had just a perfect day. So I want to thank you, public, again, for just putting on such a beautiful event for us ladies. And I know that you have bigger and better
Mm,
things.
yeah.
You're going to include the gentlemen. I know you don't want to
Yeah,
leave those
man.
out. So,
Yeah, no, no,
uh,
don't give it away. Don't give it away. We're gonna have the guys involved next time because
okay.
I'm like, they need to experience stuff like this too.
Oh,
This was
man.
really, really good. And I'm not just saying it because I did
Yeah.
it. I'm saying it
Yeah.
because I'm just looking at the face. You see, when I was speaking, Melissa,
Yeah.
and I look left and I look right, and the eyes,
Yeah.
nobody on their phone, everybody was dialed
Right?
in, everybody was engaged. When
Uh-huh.
I get, it was almost making me nervous. I'm looking around and I'm giving my little speech and I'm talking, but people were like into it. You know what I
It,
mean?
it really
And
was.
it was just so. Oh, I was just like, I hope it's hitting home. I
It's
like, am I
hitting.
confusing them? Like, what am I
It
doing?
was really hitting home because there were some points where somebody responded to one of your questions, and they said something that just made everybody go, "Ooh,
Yeah.
yes!" And the clapping and the clicking and we
It be
felt it.
real out here, y'all. When I do an event, I'm like, I'm gonna get in your business.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
you get deep, guys.
yeah,
So
that I think that's the Suzette Speaks difference, honestly.
yeah,
Because I mean, there are events, obviously, empowerment events have been going on, and people do them. But I try to, especially, do that introspective piece in
uh-huh,
a very personalized way. That I think
yes,
it kind of like, whoa, she's talking to me.
Discord.
Okay, let me think about my life, and then
Yeah, it wasn't superficial. It did go deep. Just at the right level. So
yeah. If I had more time, y'all would have been mad. Y'all would have been
I
like, oh,
I know,
that
I
could that
know.
could have been a 2 hour by itself seminar. I could have
But
easily.
I says to myself, too, because it said 11 till 1. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't think so. Not
you
with
went
our
over a
people.
little bit.
Not with our people.
First of all, half of y'all, okay, I'm not gonna get on the late crew, but it was good. A lot of people were there on time.
Yeah,
So
I was the on time crew. I was on
yes,
time
I was
crew.
happy to see that. I did a giveaway for untimed people, make sure, they posted and whatnot. And I was so happy. Like, I always save like a half hour to an hour window beyond, even though I know
Uh-huh.
people have busy days and want to get on to the next thing and whatnot. But I
Yeah,
felt so uplifted, so refreshed, and I'm glad. Like I said, it's better to hear from attendees as an event
attendees.
producer and
Oh yeah.
and curator. I'm always like, I hope it hit home. I hope it hit
It
right.
was just
And I
absolutely
just,
perfect. But to actually answer your question, I'm going to just leave you with just one
yeah.
last thing, because your initial question, or the theme of this stream, is self-care, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
I always, almost every night, unless I've just had my hair done, every night, self-care for me is a bubble bath. It's like I can't even function without having a bubble bath nightly, unless I've just had my hair and I got to go somewhere the next day. That's one.
You
And
spoiled. I love that.
and then also things like your event. I spoil myself with things like that because it's a way to get out, meet new people, and you spoil yourself just by being around other positive, encouraging in women. So I spoil myself. That's self-care to me.
Yes,
And then
that.
finally,
Mhm.
which is something that even your event yesterday encouraged me to get back into the mode of health. But I got back on my walking today, so I'm going to be back on my health trip again. Every
Right.
quarter, I have to just check myself. So that's me.
It's a work in progress.
I
I'm
tell
forgot
you,
to list y'all. So the bubble bath
the bubble
and
bath.
the self
Uh,
improvement events. Again,
yes.
this is a part of my ministry because I think this
Mhm.
is important, as I explained yesterday. Women and men who are on
Mhm.
that, that I don't want to say on the hamster wheel, but we're on the climb and we're going through life and we get beat up and we get told no and we
Mhm.
disappointment and we get back up and we brush ourselves. We get injured.
Mm.
We get a little bruised. So these events and whoever does them, you guys can pick whoever.
Mhm.
But what I try to do is try to restore those
Mm.
little pieces. And again, all I kept coming to mind when I was trying to prepare, what will I say? What will I talk about? What will I focus on? Is that I still feel that there's so much residue from the pandemic in terms of us mentally. and how
Right.
we're approaching things. And I'm like, Lord, I was just talking to one of the speakers from my conference back in 2019. Teresa Lee was there. Dr. Lee was like, so we could do like a getaway. She was just saying that. I was like, Teresa, don't
Mhm.
start. I just did my nice brunch. Y'all, it was fire. And ladies, 55 plus ladies was there. And we just did nice, intimate, not too
Mm.
big, not too small,
Mhm.
just
Yep.
right
Mhm.
moments of just reflection with one another and
Mhm.
just open exchange and just keeping it 100. And people
Mhm.
who really, what I love to do is I'm the maestro. You understand, Melissa?
Right.
I conduct, right? I
Uh-huh.
just
Uh-huh.
drop the first note, and I need the choir to come in, huh, like that. And it happens every
And
single
then
time.
they take it from
Yeah,
there.
I don't pressure myself. Sometimes I overpressure myself, but
Uh-huh.
I know what I'm trying to convey. And then oftentimes if I just start by me opening up, everyone else comes
Mm.
right in, and it's a party. So
Yes. It was
well,
perfect. It
I'm
was
glad
perfect.
you came again. Check out Melissa Jane. I will share your
Yeah,
recap.
check that
I
video. It's a 2 minute highlight video. People can get a sense of how it was. And I even did a tiny little interview with you for
Yes,
30
I was
seconds or
oh
so.
yeah, sure. Let's do an interview. She did an interview with me at the very end. It was so nice because it got me like right as we opened, right as we finished, I should say.
Finish. Yeah.
And it was just it was real. It was just that moment of like, wow, that
Right.
happened, and I did it, and it wasn't as scary or like I said, I wasn't out of practice. That's the big thing. I was just like, I
So
have
yeah,
no
you're a television host, my dear. You can never be off guard. So
girl, I was like, I hope I know what I'm gonna say because I know my three main bullet points, but I just hope it comes out. And every time God be, praised, it just comes out.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
excellent. Glad you were here.
Okay.
Glad you were enjoyed.
Thanks again, and keep up the
Thanks for being
wonderful
part.
work. Yeah.
Appreciate you, sis. All right, I'll check
All
out
right.
that recap and I'll share it on my community page. Thanks
Oh,
again
that would
for
be
coming.
beautiful. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Y'all
Bye
look
for
for the
now,
name
and
up there,
bye
Melissa
in the
Jane.
chats.
Thanks for coming up, babe.
Alrighty.
Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. All
Bye
right,
bye.
Melissa Jane, y'all. Drop your channel, please, sis, in the chat. I love you. I love you. I do love you, but I'd love for you guys to check out our channel. I'm thinking it's a good Freudian slip because we were feeling the love between us at the event. Matt says, I think his wife came. It was an amazing event yesterday. Congrats. Says to Chef. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you. Yeah, Ms. AKA lady says my daughter has already stolen some of my goodies. Yo, that goodie bag was fire. Some of y'all was taking on one or two. I tried to tell everybody to do one, but it's all love. I took one to my cousin. I took one to my mom. So it was fantastic. I need to work out more meditation, and I will allow myself to have more joy. That's beautiful, Andrew. I think a friend of mine called me today, actually, who was at this event and was like, Sue, all these successful people always talk about meditation, and I want to get into it. I want to see, what it's like. And I just told her, she was like, do you meditate? I said, I don't have like a formula for meditation. I just sit quiet. If I get stressed, I just go outside, find a picnic table. If I have the luxury of a slower day, if I can get down to the beach, I go, but I don't always have to be at the beach. I like to be outdoors in the green, in the sun, and just sit quiet. Start with a gratitude prayer for me. Just start thanking God, being thankful for what you have. Find 4, 5, 6 things that you could just say, thank you. I'm very grateful for this, that. And then just be quiet in your head and listen. Just be quiet and listen. That is my meditation formula. I don't know. I know Zen Buddhists, they will teach you more of a formulaic meditation. But as I told her, I'm like, that's meditating to me. I sit and I'm quiet, right? I go in a peaceful spot that brings me that kind of uh, joy in nature, a reflection of just the beauty that the sun always is going to go up and always is going to go down, right? That there's a power beyond me that I must respect, I must acknowledge, and I must, show gratitude towards. And then once I get in that space, I start with my thank you prayer, and then I open up just to listen. I can do it right in my bed when I wake up. I try to not touch my phone, guys. It's been working. Every now and then I get, bad back into a bad habit. Try not to touch my phone. Lay down. Open your eyes. I just stare at the ceiling. Stare at the ceiling and just think. Think. Not worry think, not to-do list think, but just quiet. Let what happens in my brain happen. Not the worry thought. That's not what I'm focused on. I'm more focused on listening. What do I hear? What is, I won't even say the agenda. I know people who have told me that they spend their time on the agenda for today by just thinking and laying or sitting up quietly before their feet hit the ground. Don't say nothing. Just sit on the edge of your bed. Give me 2 minutes. Some people have the discipline to do it 20, right? And they must do it. They wake up every morning and it's a part of them. 20 minutes. I haven't gotten there yet. Mine is like 5 or 10. And I just sit and I just listen. Or me personally, I like to lay down. I don't really like to sit up. Sometimes I have to sit up. I would say that every now and then. But sometimes I can just lay down and just let my thoughts happen. Not a worry thought, but just like a come, I'm listening. Come, I'm listening. Come, I'm listening. Whatever speaks to you. I call it Holy Spirit. I don't know if you have a word for it. Come, I'm listening. That has been so powerful for me in the last several weeks during the Lent season. I've heard so many wonderful things. Right? There are other people that prefer the guided meditation, which is someone speaking to you. You can find them on YouTube. Press the play. Guided meditation for sleep. Guided meditation, I'm sure, for like anxiety. Guided meditation with affirmations. Those help. Y'all hit the like button, by the way. Those help too. Where you can, some people, their brain's so busy and work so fast and overwork, overdrive, anxious, that they need a voice to be talking to them so that they can focus on that voice. Right? Some people like to play their music low and soft, or a little, nature sounds, the rustling of the leaves. Some people like that. Some people like the soft music. Some people like the guided, where someone is talking to you and expressing to you what to focus on. I will have a good day. My mind is clear. I have the ability to put my plan into action. There is nothing I can't do. I will achieve, or I will go, or I will connect, whatever the guided meditation is telling you. A frog in my throat, sorry. Sorry. But I applaud you, my brother. I applaud you. I applaud you. Work out more. We're getting there too. I took up, boy, I never work out. This weekend was too crazy. I didn't work out probably since Thursday. No, probably since Wednesday. All right, I'm gonna get off there soon so I can go do some. I need to do something tonight. I'm gonna do something tonight for sure. Yes, I love it. To burn some scent last night. It smells so good. Yes. Hey Melissa, it was so nice to meet you. I'm a realtor that said, oh, we making connections out here. I love it. Rose B was in the building. Oh yes, you guys sat right next to each other. You did. You did. I think Melissa had to jump off, but yes, y'all were sitting right next to each other. Check out her channel. Comment below her channel, Rose, so she can find you. I think she might have had to leave. But yeah, you guys were sitting right next to each other. Fantastic. That's what it's about, making the connections. The network we have kind of left dormant over the last 2 years. We got to wake it back up. That's super important. That's super important. Andrew says, I love Melissa James' accent. Yes, she got that British accent that is so sweet to listen to. Thank you, Will. I appreciate it. I'm pretty up, try. I was in that kind of mood when I came on. I was just like, whoa, I feel so lifted. And I started to watch the news and I was like, stop. I feel lifted. I have so much growth, power, just resonant joy in my spirit right now, that even when I got home and I started to watch the news at 6:30, I'm like, no, don't watch it. World News Tonight gonna have to wait because I do not want heaviness in my spirit. I had such joy from over the weekend. The self-care was in full effect. And again, whatever way you do self-care, hit the like button, y'all, as you come in. Whatever way you do self-care, you got to either tap into it regularly or remind yourself to do it, because some of us have fallen off during these last 2 years. So whichever way it is for you, you used to do it, you do it all the time. Or, this is a season where you just gotta forget. We don't judge ourselves. We give ourselves grace and we move forward. Appreciate you. Salute to before the billions. Nice to see you, my brother. It's been a minute. I know you be over there making wonderful content, but I'm glad you had a moment to stop on by, say hello. One of the fabulous content creators here in this space before the billions. Please check him out. Love having you, bro. Thank you so much for dropping by. James, nice to see you. My name is James. You see it? All right, Yazine. Okay, see you. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Let me see if there's any other self-care routines. If y'all want to come, I'll drop the link. If not, I might get up and go work out, lift 2 weights. It's been about 4 or 5 days, but it was a busy weekend as I was doing a recap. Guys, if you're just joining, sharing some of my experiences this weekend, I went into detail. Not going to go over everything, but if you are a member of my Patreon, you got the best behind the scenes this weekend because I was out in these streets and it happened to do a lot of self-care for me. Again, I have not been to a lot of events. I used to MC events all the time, all the time. And I was afraid. Now, obviously, during COVID, it was just terrible. It was just scary. I was like, nah, I'm finna come and MC your stuff. What I look like? And it was hard. I could count on my probably one hand. I did MC virtually and motivational speaking virtually. But as far as live, this was my first real live event since the shutdown. And again, I was nervous. I thought there were going to be cobwebs and things in terms of my abilities, but it was good. It was good. Gail at night in the building. How you doing, sis? Another fantastic content creator. Also a moderator here when she can. Another powerful sister in the space dropping great content. Go check her out. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. MJ, right? The stars are here. I love it. Self-care routine reminder is what we're doing today. Miss AKA Ladies adds, the sun is my therapy too. Feels like God's blanket. That is so powerful. When I can't get away, when you can't do the staycation, when you can't, take a day off or do what you need, to do takes, more time than you would like. Stepping outside for 5 minutes and closing your eyes will do miracles. When you feel that intense pressure, that anxiousness, that anxiety, that sense of overwhelm that became quite common for us over the last few years, we have to learn to, find simple ways to rebalance. And it's not always easy. And sometimes, again, like I said, you can't just say, you know what, I'm out. Goodbye, guys. Going to get that facial, going to get that pedicure. No, it don't always work like that. But that good sun, if you live in a place where you can step out in the sun, I realized too, because a lot of times Miss AKA Lady is also in Florida, but a lot of times I've read that even though we have a lot of sun here in Florida, we are vitamin D3 deficient because many of us do not get out in the sun. Even though it's so sunny all the time, we stay covered up, or we stay indoors, I should say, a lot. So even last week, I made it a very, very intentional change to when I take my walk. Sometimes because of the time change, if I go early in the morning, there's not really a lot of sun. So I change it to the evening a couple days of the week. A couple weeks ago, I started doing like a earlier afternoon, where possible, walk, so I can get good sun plus almost an hour or more until sunset, so that I can get that D3. But yes, sun can brighten your spirit, and it is one of the best measures out there, free and effective. Pick up yourself. Easy gospel piano lessons. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Come through. Let me see who else I got. Andre in the building. Hey, Suzette, I love the new look. Big ups to Suzette with the new stuff. Hey, I be trying stuff new. I try to keep it fresh and different. I am a woman that always, from I was young, I like to change my hairstyle, right? So I hope that doesn't make any of y'all nervous. It doesn't scare you. You don't know who you're going to get when you turn on your computer. But I do like to switch it up. That's something for people who know me, know I like to switch up my hair, my style, and my look. Every now and then you got to keep them on their toes, right? You got to keep them on their toes, keep them guessing. But that's just me. I always like to try new things, new looks. A lot of black women, a lot of my sisters. You don't know who you're gonna come home and get. Is that Sharon or Sharonda? Who is that? Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Big up yourself, my Patreon member. Did you take a look at the conference footage, either from Saturday or Sunday, Andre? I wanted to know what you thought. Glad you are here, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming through. Easy Gospel Piano Lesson says, you have a peaceful aura. Oh, thank you. Vibe and peace about you. You have healing components to you naturally. Don't underestimate. Whoa, I receive it. Thank you. Sometimes I don't even like to say it. And I accept it. I receive it. I accept it and I receive it. Let me just leave that there because it's heavy sometimes, but people need healing for sure. Wow. Thank you. Melissa Jane adds self-care. Last night I watched two of my favorite concerts on YouTube. Oh, Anita Baker, 98. All right. Take us back. They have some good music. Anita, my father loves Anita Baker. I think my dad's crushes were Anita Baker and Diana Ross. He loved the two of them. And I always, when I was younger, I can't even do it now, I tried to sound like Anita Baker because I just thought that melodious voice of hers was just so supremely like velvety and womanly. I always thought she was like a woman. Anita Baker's like a woman. I always thought that. And Sade. Oh, you got good taste, girl. Miss Sade. Put you in a mood now. She'll put you in a mood. And she also has just fabulous music. Awesome. That is self-care. Listening to music is self-care. Changing, especially if you're in a bad mood, it changes your mood. It can lift you. That's quick. When I feel like I get, overwhelmed, I put something in my ear. I throw something on in the background to change my mood if I feel something heavy coming, or a sense, like I said, of like, oh my gosh, I can't get enough done today, or this is going to be late, or I'm late. I told y'all I went to an event Saturday, but I was like an hour late. I can't even tell you what happened, but it was so good that I got there on time because they started an hour late. Welcome to South Florida. But yeah, we got, what they call CPT or Cuban time. I don't know if that's, politically correct, but it happens. But I was beating myself up. I'm like, you're so late. You want to do a Patreon. You want to go live. You're late. You're good. You got to do this. Cause the hair was different, everything, figured it out, but whatever, just went. And I was in the car. I was talking to my homegirl. I'm like, I'm going to be so late to this. And she was like, what time did it start? I'm like, an hour ago. She's like, all right, we'll just go. And we went, and it was just like they had just started. I was like, it was almost like I was 15 minutes late instead of an hour. But funny enough, but yeah, what you watch, what you let in your brain can have such a wonderful or negative effect. So I appreciate this tip, Melissa, of opening, that kind of like tranquil space within you with that type of music. That Anita Baker will do that. I don't know who y'all listen to, but I know that Sade will do that too, to kind of mellow you. That so sweet. I love me some old Anita Baker. Big up the ladies, the legends. Sade and Anita Baker. Great suggestion. Thanks, Melissa. Shout out to everyone, sis Andre. What's up? Jan Petite. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping through. We're keeping it easy breezy. Wow. Some breeze adds, turn on water, let the water flow. Put some soothing music. Okay, sprinkle some bath salt and dive in. Soak in that tub and smell the aroma. That is fantastic self-care. As Melissa Jane says, she do a bubble bath. I'm jealous every day, almost every day. Girl, that's good. I think Oprah says she does that. That's crazy. I'm not crazy as in I judge it, but it's like wonderfully crazy. Like, girl, that's you first time for real, because that's meditative time in and of itself. By yourself, smelling, feeling, sensations. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is great. So definitely a relaxing bath for sure. Oh, you didn't check it out yet? Definitely check it out. I hope you enjoy. It was a weird angle. I probably should have propped the phone a little higher, but I think you will get the message, which is most important. Yes, I will share it on my page. Check out the 2-minute review of the Suzette Speaks Brunch. Yeah, she done took me back with some Sade and Anita. I was like, wait, my voice kind of. Hold on, let me drink some water. I used to love some Anita Baker, like trying to sound like her. I just thought her voice was just so pretty and grown. That's what I thought. But I can't. I'm a little hoarse. Y'all can hear it on my voice a little deep today. I can't. I actually, it might be good for Anita because she has a more like alto-y, like not quite tenor, but like alto-y, deeper voice. Y'all want to hear? No, I can't. I can't embarrass myself because it's gonna crack because my voice is not full. My voice is tired. Andre says women be changing their hair so much, y'all be confusing not only your friends and your man, but your pets confused. Dogs and cats be like, that's not how you left the house. That's true. Babies, I love seeing that on like Instagram where mom or dad will shave their beard, mom changes her hair, and the baby's looking like, Harpo, who this? Where's my mommy? True, true. Easy gospel piano lessons adds music, even instrumentals has the power to shift your emotions. I often listen to music to get home for when I get home, excuse me. I often listen to music when I get home from a crazy day from my 9 to 5. If you're in human services, you got a lot of people that you have to serve and they pull on you. Ugh. And it can get very draining, I'm sure. So sitting down and listening to some good instrumental puts you in a different mindset, changes the vibe, uplifts the spirit. This is very good self care technique. Music is very powerful. What they say when it hits you, Bob Marley say you feel no pain, right? Hit me with music. Oh yeah, that's very important. What up, Doug? I thought you was here early, but I guess you was here before the stream started. What up? Nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed the Patreon highlights this weekend. My behind the scenes out and about in these streets in Miami. It's okay, no worries. We're keeping it light today. He says I'm in these streets with Gail. Yes, she's in the building. Yes, things that appeal to your senses has a power to change your mentality. Absolutely. Smells. That's why today I set my intention. Got my new Bay. Shout out to Bay Candle. Can y'all see it? Bay Candle, Jasmine. What is it? Orchid and Sea Salt. Number 7. This thing smells good, bro. Miss AKA Lady, did you burn yours yet? I burnt mine a little bit earlier, just real quick, but it smelled up the whole nice place. It was very good. Even now, just smelling it now put you in a nice relaxed. Sorry, put you one more time. Sorry, one more time. These were great. Thank you, Bay Candle. Everyone got a nice handmade organic. These are expensive candles too. Got it as a gift. So burn that for sure. Aromatherapy is real. I even just bought a. I don't know if it's a tea tree. I think it was spray, and I've been spraying it. Sometimes you want to lift up, the smell. I don't know what to say. Like it just lightens your spirit when you smell. It's like it changes you when the place smell nice. I bought a aromatic spray. I'll spray it every now and then. It works. I agree with that. People emotionally eat, listen to music, and enjoy aromatherapy for sure, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna drop the link one more time, y'all. I just wanted to come through, give a brunch report since you saw me put it up so much. Advertising it. It was sold out. It was an amazing event. I can't wait for my photographer to put together. I told him a recap video, maybe a longer one for Patreon. For those of you who are a member of my Patreon, you got to see it, but it was like a weird angle. But you got to see, I walked around, showed you the venue, showed you the people, and how we do down here in South Florida. So we're going to do more of that. I definitely have a live Patreon Saturday. I think we're going to do 10:30 this Saturday. Yeah, I think it's this Saturday at 10:30. So Patreon members, I'm going to work on that cover art. I should do that like now. So you guys have enough notice. But we, again, try to do a little deep diving, some a little different through Patreon. Again, I start my journey here from that place of trying to remind people about personal development, trying to remind people about the need for healing. And I'm going to go back to it. It is a common thread in a lot of what I do live as far as my events. Here, I also mix in the events with, the YouTube now, which is current events, I should say, and not just events, excuse me, current events, things that are happening in pop culture. But I always try to pull out pieces of that self reflection when we go through, the news, or if we go through current events, things that have been happening. What y'all think? Y'all still talking about Will Smith and stuff? I want to go over tomorrow. I know Judge Jackson went through final. Well, not she. Her testimony's over. The Judiciary Committee. I watched some of it today. I couldn't bother. I was a little triggered. Is up for final, or will be up. But it is, hey, Red Pill Awareness. Nice to see you. I can't talk. Tea tree ups the mood. Yeah, that tea tree spray. I saw that Aldi. It was like one of those last minute. You ever seen that stuff at the counter by the cashier? And I was like, I wonder if this is good. And I sprayed it on like where the bubble gum thing is, and I was like, ooh, yes, yes. And I've been using it. It definitely uplifts my mood for sure. Miss AKA Lady say, yes, smells so good. Burns nice too. Yes, great quality candle. Yes. I just said, you know what? Let me try it. It smells so good. It smells so good. And it filled the room. Like I didn't even have it burning that long. And it filled the room. The smell filled the room. It was so nice. Yeah. So shout out to Bay Candle again. Shout out to Bay Candle. I love the name of it. Coconut and soy wax. Didn't even know they had that. So good. All natural, organic. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna drop the link. Yeah, thank you. I changed it up a little bit. Got a little inspiration from the brunch. So I was like, let me try this. Glad you like it. But anybody else want to come up and tell me about their self-care? Again, going to events, I realize is an important part of my self-care. So I'm going to try to, while I feel, the numbers are down, like I said, feel a little bit more safe, especially when it's outdoor. Try to make it a point. Soy, you think it's ew on the candle? No, it's a candle. Is that bad? I'm sorry, that soy got me, baby. I'm about to light that tonight. Light it back up. Burns well. Baked candle is all natural though, Doug. So I don't know. But yeah, if anyone else wants to come up, give me some feedback on the brunch. If you were able to attend, or if you what is this? Monique received an apology today? No way. Did Monique receive an apology from Lee Daniels? I thought that would never happen. Is this a true statement? Were you answering somebody in the chat? Were you answering somebody in the chat? Or is this a real statement, Andrew? This just happened just now. Only other thing, because like I said, I didn't feel led by, the news. My screen is down. Let me go back up. Yeah, I didn't feel led by the news today. I saw some crazy stuff going on in Ukraine. I was like, I can't. My spirit too high to take up that heavy, heartache right now for what they're going through and some recent reports. So I was like, I can't do that. My vibration is very high. So I'm gonna try to, keep it light, just to come through and make sure I see everybody instead of doing something that is much more, as I say, heavy lifting. So I saw that. I did not know this. I'm gonna go look this up now. Wow. I didn't. If they say when freeze is over, that's what I thought that was going to. Miss AKA Lady says, this weekend was an intentional start of caring for myself. Yay. I'm glad you were a part of that, girl. I'm glad you came. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. I got so many text messages, so many DMs. Because again, sometimes as the event curator, person orchestrating, producing everything, making sure everybody's having a good time, mapping out the place. Then when the people get there, scanning the place, making sure your drink is filled, making sure you're good, you got a seat. Did you get a gift bag? How are you doing today? Are you sitting with your girl? All of that is happening And sometimes we don't get to be present enough to see what is the impact. Are my ladies, are my guests, digesting what is being said? Are they going away fuller than when they stepped into my venue? And that happened. I was like, yes. Oh, I'm back, boo. I'm back. Now I don't know how much time I'm gonna spend doing live events. I'm now thinking, because I was doing them monthly before, but I don't think I'll be doing monthly. Might think of it as quarterly. I was just trying to just reflect. Again, last night I was so deep. I was like, I gotta do these events now. This is what I'm talking about. Like I was like, then I was like, calm down, calm down, calm down. Like, let's look at your calendar. Let's make sure it's in line with your purpose and, do what it do. So at first I was like, yeah, I got to do this next month. Everybody's like, when's the next one? When's the next one? I want to be there. And of course, word of mouth is going to travel now. And just people seeing the pictures online and whatnot, they're going to know what time it is. And people get interested and want to support and want to experience, want a good quality experience. But I thought, nah, probably not April, May, maybe June to try it again. Like maybe June-ish, June, July. And I'm thinking about whether I'll make it co-ed or not and see what I can come up with as far as partners or partnering entities or organizations. We'll see what that looks like. But yeah, the cobwebs, I definitely, I felt a little rusty, but it flowed. It definitely flowed. The day flowed. As Melissa said, I couldn't think of it. I'm very self critical, and I couldn't think of anything bad. I was just like, yo, that was fly. That was fire. That was more than what I thought it would be. So, if anybody else wants to tell me about their self care, what you do for your self care. So sorry. I think I'm losing my voice, so I might have to get off. I was talking a lot yesterday for like 4 hours. So has not fully recovered. And I'm a person that if my voice gets uh scratchy, it will lead to sickness. And I don't want that. I rebuke that. It's usually, oh, Doug says soy is bad for men. Okay, I got it. I got it. Easy gospel. Oh, you know what? People would be into that if I got a candle. It's unimaginable peace. Ooh, that actually just has a great ring to it. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm just gonna look up this Lee Daniels thing. Wow. Yes, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here shortly. Good night to you, Miss AKA lady. It did happen. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Wow. We have to keep up our positivity. This is for sure. New beginnings. You can have a new beginning any day of the week, y'all. Any day of the week. New start. Bad habit broken. New good habit developed. Any day of the week, any moment we decide, right? We can't get it, we can't get down on, what was, right? We deal with the past, but we don't live in the past. We got to deal with it, but we don't live in it, right? Rose B says, give me more events. Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you, Easy Gospel Piano Lessons. Praying for you that God will direct you, direct your every step. God wants to take you to take you to your destination holding his hand. That's real. That's very real. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hit that like button, y'all. We talking a little bit of self-care, what you're doing, what you haven't done, what you plan to do. Like I said, my self-care happens a lot through other people, taking care of, helping to ignite, helping to heal, helping to connect other people is a part of me, right? Feeling happy, feeling joyful. So yeah, it is so important to do, guys. And if you haven't done it in a while, let today be a reminder. Let this be a new start wherever and in whatever you can do, wherever you are and whatever you can do. Light that candle tonight. Take that bubble bath. We get into medical marijuana. Okay, yeah, maybe do what you got. Not make sure you got your paperwork, guys. Whatever you do, just make sure again it serves you One thing that was said at the brunch. Oh my gosh. Like, ask yourself, is this a liability? Whatever you're doing, whoever you're around, where you're pushing yourself, where you're spending your energy, right? We talk about it in money, assets, and liabilities. So you want to make sure, even on your self care walk, not doing self care is a liability. It will catch up with you. So we're not doing it because, we're fearing that. We're doing it because we want to keep ourselves healthy. Ah, talk about it's legal in VA, no paperwork. You know what, y'all? I've enjoyed. Again, I will be. If you guys have topics, I'm gonna look at that. Lee Daniels. Like I said, there was too much negativity in the news today. I was like, bruh, I can't cover none of this. I just gonna have to go up there and talk, let people know how I'm really feeling. So they don't want to get caught in the trap of all the. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, I had a beautiful weekend, and it was like boom, hit you in the face. It's Monday with all the things going on, not only here but abroad. So yeah, we gotta definitely. I love this. Easy Gospel Piano Lesson says, "No boundaries, no peace." That is true. Yeah, we gotta set boundaries every now and then. Like I said, I love news, I love current events, I love politics, but it's not every day, all the time. And like I said, even when I got home and I was like, "What do I want to talk about?" I was like, "I don't want to talk about that." Ukraine hurts my heart. What's happening at this moment? Other places I never saw, enough to just spark that light. Like, yes, I'm genuinely interested in this. Let me go ahead and talk about it. So, yes, I've been doing that. I thought about that because I was around all those. Yes, turning out gets both bad. Hey, Doug says, yeah, I took a bunch of zinc. I took some vitamin C boost. Yes, I was just thinking to myself in the car, driving from Miami earlier. I was like, from deep south, from South Miami, I should say. And I was like, bro, I hugged a lot of people yesterday. The last 2 days, bruh, I've just been hugging people, kissing on the cheek, hugging. I was like, bruh, I was like a free woman these last 2 days. I was thinking about that. Actually, when I went to bed last night and when on my drive back from down south today, I was like, bruh, I hope my immune system is doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna go to bed early. Last call on the stream, y'all. Anybody else want to make comments about self care? Come up now is the time. So I will see y'all definitely tomorrow. Again, I think I'm gonna switch my schedule instead of early to mid to late afternoon to more late evenings. I think that's gonna work better for me. Think after 6-ish by the time I come home, eat, that kind of thing. So 6 or later, I will be kind of keeping that schedule now going forward. And I definitely know I'll keep my Saturdays. But as far as which days, I'm going to have to keep that a little bit more flexible. I like to say Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but it might be, hey, no, it's okay, Luke Hazley, welcome. How are you, darling? No, we were just talking a little self care. I did a recap, had an event that centered around re-energizing our network, because a lot of us were quite appropriately dormant over the last 2 years, and how much that break away, that separation, that isolation, still, even though things have gotten a little bit more less I don't want to say dangerous, but more open, we're still, some of us are trapped in that mind space, that psychological prison of everything is still not within my reach. I got to be extra careful. I can't, I will not, I'm not able to. And we got to be very careful of that bleeding into other parts of our lives and our journeys. So I talked a little bit about that. Yeah. Yo, don't say it over here. We get you know what, Doug? Y'all bring that TLA over here. Oh my goodness. If you know, you know. We don't leave that alone. If you know, you know. But yeah, talking self-care. And again, my food that I received while I was in the presence of others, I realized again, that's a part of my self-care. And I think all of us, when it comes to having the beauty of being in another person's present, a like-minded person's presence, and learning from one another, and just again uplifting you, uplifting me while I uplift you. The feedback loop, the listening, the processing, the giving you back, different parts of your story and adding mine, all of those things that happen when we do, genuine um and authentic communicating. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So yeah, I just, again, that self-care. Yes, great topic. Changing our mindset. Yes, and I went in depth on Patreon as well. Yes, thank you, Andre. I'm gonna get out of here. Get some rest, counselor. Thank you so much. Yes, TLA is corrupting you. Duh, we gonna keep it respectful over here. That ain't. Oh my gosh! If you know, you know. Look, Ainsley's laughing. If you know, you know. But yeah, I have appreciated just all of the beauty I got to witness this entire weekend. Beauty I got to help be a part of creating. It is an honor. It is a privilege. Thank you. Shout out to Melissa Jane for coming to the brunch and doing a recap video, which is awesome. And I'll share that, guys, on my community page. But I'll definitely see Patreon on Saturday. I think we set a time. Frankie Red will be our guest speaker. I think it's 10:30. And again, I'll pick topics, probably more so current events this week. And I will see you guys after, like, think after 6 p.m., 7 p.m. will probably be my new live time. All right. Love and respect to you, my brother. Big up Andrew. Big up all of y'all who've been watching, all of the folks that I've been missing in the last few days. I'm here. Just needed to take a little break to focus on, like I say, life in real life events and things like that. Had a wonderful weekend producing an incredible, not because I said so, it's because they say so, a successful brunch for 55 women. And I'm just grateful that, you know, it did what it did, right? And I got to be a part of it. So much love and respect to each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Yes, self-care for me for sure. Yeah, I gotta take off this makeup and just maybe do a couple push-ups. I think also not exercising for that time, Doug, your body changes a little bit. So I think I'm gonna try to get a little sweat in. I don't know if I got time. I don't want to be up all night, but I can do 30 minutes. I can do 30 minutes. I can do 30 minutes. Anyway, appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Trey. So hit the subscribe button on your way out, guys. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. Thank you so very much. Oh, you was talking to Gail. I appreciate all your hard work. Hey, here I go. Thank you. You're welcome. No, shout out to my mods. Yes. Respect due. Thank you, Sunbreeze. Thank you, Gail at night. That's when you know you're tired. You need to get some rest and for sure some self-care tonight. Thank you for acknowledging the ladies that are holding me down. The mods here on this channel also include RM. I don't see her tonight, but I know she's always here for me as well. Doing a wonderful job. Hit that subscribe button, says Gail at night. Thank you so much for always helping out and making what I do possible here on YouTube. All right. Yes. Good night. Oh, you was talking to me too? All right. I thought I was taking a shine. I don't ever mean to take a shine. Shout out to Melissa Jane. Go and subscribe to all you was talking to me. Okay, just making sure. I was like, whoops. Took that credit. All right. Good night, all. It's been fun. I'll see you guys on the next live. Okay. Thank you. Yes, subscribe to Gail. Go check her out and show some love. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you very soon. You guys take care. And thanks again to all my Patreon members. I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes Suzette Speaks networking brunch that I shared yesterday, as well as the adventures I had this weekend. All right. Big up yourselves. Have a great night. Bye now.